Oh, suck at hunting. Okay. Damn. Yep. Can't really see how I go in this. Wow. Oh.
The ghost of a hanged man is seen in your village, haunting your people's dreams. He is seen coming always from the same direction and returning there after several hours of haunting. Your people awake uneasy every night, and some become cursed. Your scouts soon mark a possible location of the ghost's home. A sudden gust of wind rushes towards you and throws you off your feet. You hear a deep bellowing, and you feel the air is cold and harsh. You hold on tight and manage to steady yourselves. The wind still surrounds you, and you see strange faces in the air whispering, "They have returned! They have returned!" You also hear a child crying. Only a few steps ahead, you discover an infant lying bare on the ground. It looks kind of human, except for completely white eyes and white hair. You take the child with you, and as you do, its strange hair and eyes turn perfectly normal. You come across a dead body lying in some sort of ditch. The corpse is literally stomped into the ground. You search the corpse and find some of its belongings still intact. Now that you take the time to look at the scene, you see that the ditch is actually more like a giant footprint. You see some more stuff lodged under the body, but you also feel the ground shake beneath you and strange sounds coming towards this place.
It's not bad. Hmm. Just to be sure. I mean, wow.
You enter the ruins of an old... That Ziadi do not turn to you, but one speaks.
Grandchildren have come. Our help they seek, but are they too weak?
Another speaks up.
They come for aid, but rules have to be laid. You seek our aid, and guidance you shall receive. If your body has been wounded by a dark force and will not heal, cursed you are, and you must speak to the spirits of healing to lift this taint. If your flesh is weakened, you must stand by our table and prove you have the tactical wits to outsmart the... You have proven yourselves to be worthy offspring. We take the curses away from your souls. Return if you need aid once more.
Ew. Nice. You back out.
As you delve deeper and deeper into the forest, the trees become taller and stronger with every step. Many are darkened, withered, or twisted by the darkness, but still, they are more glorious than anything you've seen so far. There is an air of mystery and magic around you. When you look up, you begin to see the trees are more than they seem. Slowly, as if some mist is lifted from your eyes, you see hanging bridges, then the frames of houses built into the trees themselves, stairwells winding up from the roots to the very top, even sculptures and long-forgotten lantern holders. This must have been an elven city. The city has seen better days for sure. Now that you see it, you have no idea how you missed it before. Every tree, bridge, and house is grand and beautiful, but they look empty, not only because there seems to be no life here, but there is a much deeper sense of solitude and sadness. When you touch one of the trees, you feel a soft powder on your hands, and you realize that all of them are covered in a thin layer of grey ash. You try to climb up using one of the wonderfully carved winding staircases that should lead you right to the top of this wondrous city. You soon realize the grey ash is also very slippery, so it will be a real challenge to go up.
Hmm. King. King. You. You.
You step very carefully, and after much effort, you finally reach the top. The view from up here is breathtaking. A whole city grows within these treetops as if it were a natural part of the forest, and yet the houses are refined with intricate wooden carvings. The passageways amongst the tree branches adorned with colorful crystal formations that must have been used for lighting in the past. And every building seems like it was made with passion and artistry. You doubt how practical this was, but it is extraordinary for sure. As you stand looking in awe at the city frozen in time, you feel like there is something watching you. You search through many houses, still slowly and carefully so not to fall to your deaths. You find dining rooms set up for a feast, sleeping chambers with beds made up, playrooms with toys lying ready for use, and even an armory. Alas, when you try to touch anything, it turns into ash before your eyes. As you stand baffled in one such room, a soft, sad voice speaks to you. "And thus you have followed my path and stand before me as I hoped. Welcome, young ones. I am Alice, once of the Silver Oak people. Now, well, a memory of the past, I suppose." When you turn, a slender, tall elf, garbed in green armor and long ashen hair, stands before you. Were it not for the ever-empty black eyes and the grey ash covering the soft skin, you would likely think this to be an avatar of the gods themselves. "I am sorry if I have startled you, young ones. This was not my intent. I am the last of the old Silver Oak clan, and I was cursed to remain here for eternity, lest my people become ash, the same way you saw happen with any object here. As long as I remain, they are safe, but alas, never allowed to return home, nor speak to me. To answer all your queries, let me tell you my story. Just as I told you, I am here alone, unable to ever see my kin. It has been 1,000 suns, and I fear I am feeble in my resolve. Even with the darkness killing most of my kind, I do feel that some are still out there, living under this wretched sickness that devours Thea, and yet I cannot endure my solitude no more. And yes, elves are akin to magic, but alas, this curse, much like the wretched darkness itself, cannot be lifted by ones inflicted with it. Only the one who cursed me can break it. Oh, I apologize, I forget myself, but I suppose in your measurements it has been 500 years. But we digress. My curse was cast by my lover, scorned and wounded. His hatred grew as strong as our love once was. You see, I chose to stay with my people, rather than leave in banishment with him, and for this, he confined me to this wretched fate. And now for my plea. I have sensed his presence nearby, and while in the past I had no recourse to reach out to him, I was able to find you this time. Please, I implore you, go to him and beg for my release. I will give you this red ribbon. It has our initials sewn into it, and he will know it is from me. Speak to him and set me free. In return, once the curse is lifted, I will reward you with a blessing of elven magic. Wonderful. I only ask that you try, nothing more. I thank you for your time and effort. Even if you were to fail, you have shown kindness. His name is Zadra, and beware, he is of course a mage of some great esteem. Here, have a small token of my gratitude, and a map of where I felt the tower of Zadra surface.
Just be it. Oh. Suppose.
The skies darken, the air becomes thick and stuffy, and a chilling silence befalls the land. Then a hungry grumble tears across the land, and the sky is torn by a white flash of Perron's fury. A thundering storm cuts through the skies, and your village is in its path. The storm rages for hours on end. Thunder strikes from the heavens, bringing destruction and fear. Trees fall before your eyes, stones fly as the angry winds blast into every corner of the land. Fires break out where the angry hand of Perron hits hardest. As your people try to stay safe, some inevitably fall prey to small injuries. The storm is nearly over, but the last few angry thrusts seem more vicious than ever. One of the people, terrified and confused by the chaos, runs out into the open and finds shelter under a tree. You run after the fool and try to take them back to a safer place, but a thunder strikes the tree they were hiding under. You both receive some burns, but you see the tree fall where your friend stood just seconds ago. You find the tower just as Alice told you. It stands tall, looming over the countryside. Its dark stones show no sign of an entrance, but as you get closer, you see a lone figure sitting outside in a rocking chair. He waves his hand at you and smiles cheerfully. He is an old orc male, dressed in a simple linen shirt and leather trousers, with no visible weapons on him. I am Zadra, although it is not a name I have used in a very long time. Too long for your years, in fact. How did you hear of it? Ah, I see you met my Alice. Is she okay? Right, yes. Stupid question, really. I just meant, is she still... never mind. You're right. I have no right to ask. After all, it is all my fault. I was young and a fool. We were in love, but as you see, it was not an easy match. My matriarch banished me from my clan, and so I asked Alice to leave with me. The elves were none better than my own people. They too offered an ultimatum, me or them. Alice chose family and duty. She implored me to stay and fight both our people's backward ways. I did not understand. I was so angry. I sought help from dark forces, and they promised me satisfaction. Alas, all they gave was bitterness and regret. It was not that easy, never is. You see, I was a fool tricked by my own lust. A creepy-looking old child haunted my dreams for months, fueling my anger and my desire for Alice until it burned so hot I was ready to do anything. The creature told me that if I gave Alice this enchanted ribbon, she would be mine forever, and she would not speak to nor see her family anymore. I was overjoyed. I did it. She took my gift, but scorned me still. I run to this tower where I met the creature, and the cork revealed his true nature as it laughed at me. From that day, she is imprisoned in her forest, and I am cursed to never leave this tower. Worse yet, it only appears here once every 100 years for mere days. The ribbon, so you really have spoken to her. I suppose with this damned thing we could actually try to break the hex. I have been studying this for centuries. Let us try. Will you help? Of course, I understand. Stand back then, and let's hope for the best, eh? The orc begins to prepare for the ritual. He takes his clothes off and paints his body with an elderberry extract. He then throws some rock salt onto the ribbon and sets it on fire. The blaze burns red and sizzles with malicious laughter. In the smoke, you see the face of a wrinkled child.
Nice. Ooh, it's painful. Was on voice spot.
You see the orc twist and contort as he battles the power of the hex. You see the familiar grey ash swirling around the fire. Then, it all stops. In slow motion, you see the stone-clad tower turn to dust, the menacing laughter of the creature from the flames, and then, the orc turns into stone and crumbles before you. You don't know how, but you also feel the forest city's fate followed suit.
I'm not doing that.
You decided to build a new house in the village to improve your lifestyle. The construction is going well, or so it seems until the whole thing collapses on your workers. You have enough good crafters and wise people to figure out how to get the builders out quickly and safely. The builders have learnt an important lesson about health and safety. Before you is a group of black wolves attacking something. As you look closer, you realize there are two packs, one attacking a small baby and one fighting not far with something else. You see that the child is clearly protected by some magic, as the wolves seem unable to get to it. However, you're not certain how long this shield will last. You also see that the other group is fighting with a single black cat that is putting up a good fight, but clearly losing its strength now.
Alright.
You charge in to help the cat and you are victorious. You charged in to help the cat, hoping the child will remain protected, and you were right. You defeated the wolves, and both the child and cat are okay. The cat seems angry at first, but seeing the child safe, it turns into a surge of light and disappears into the child itself. You feel a residue of the protection upon some of your people. You find the ruins of what must have been a small settlement, but it looks abandoned for at least a decade. You see the hanged man floating aimlessly, wailing at the sky. The souls of those who died of hanging, especially self-inflicted, are known to become damned like this, but there could be a way to help. You look around the abandoned settlement, and you find several skeletons of people with their heads severed, as well as many funeral pyres that look very makeshift and rushed. At the center of the village, you discover an oak tree, with the hanged man's skeletal body still swinging from a branch. As you search the body, the ghost appears again, but this time without the noose around its neck. Instead, you see a well-built, middle-aged man in a wide-brimmed hat, with a large book and a crossbow at his side. The ghost seems much more coherent now as it speaks to you. So you have come. Good. It was not me, well, not strictly. I can only hold this form for a short time. Soon I will revert back to the anguished deformity that is the hanged man. Driven by instinct alone, I will seek out life and haunt it, desperately trying to seek aid. Many would have slain my spirit by now. My thanks to your patience. Indeed, it is somewhat redundant for you. I have no true answer for what happens to us, except that we come back with less and less of ourselves left. Every time we are slain, we lose a part of our souls, until there is nothing but an angry shell left. If you find a way to release my spirit, well, before the darkness, my soul would have traveled through the roots of the cosmic tree into the underworld, where it could rest in peace. Now, well, at least I won't be an angry spirit tormenting people, I think. I am afraid I do not know for sure how to lift your curse. I am fading again, and soon will become the hanged man again. So I will tell you this: read my diary and find a way to rest my spirit. Or find another way to banish me from this fate. If you do, I promise to try and lift the curse. It looked like he wanted to say more, but his ghostly body dissolved and changed back into the hanged man. Inside the man's coat pocket, you find a note, or rather what looks like a page torn out of a diary. The curse of the Striga takes hold quickly. Within days I saw signs of these good people falling to the darkness. Only I knew what had to be done, and gods help my soul for it. I had no other recourse but to kill those who were taken and those who stubbornly stood in my way. I had hoped to finish the job and return to you, my daughter, but alas, I can feel the curse upon my soul. I can hear the voice of my soon-to-be mistress calling me at night, and every night the voice becomes sweeter. Soon I will not have the will to resist, so I must act now, even knowing my soul will be damned among the wretched. If you shall ever find this place, I needed you to know my true fate. As you examine the rope, you see it was weaved with silver, and on the ground you see a pentagram drawn with rock salt and poppy seeds, or at least that's what they could have been. All known repellent for the dark magic and the creatures of the night. The hanged man appears next to you and points to a map attached to the page. You see several settlements marked and one signed Home. You remembered a book and crossbow on the ghost, and so you search for it near the body. You discover both objects buried under a pile of stones. From your knowledge of the folklore, you remember that the hanged man's noose can be a strong amulet. You also know that the poppy seeds found in the man's bag may come in handy in many rituals. You gather up the goods. You fall through the ground into a dark and stale tunnel. The fall was rough, but it is possible to make your way back up. You venture deeper and deeper into the tunnel until you reach a crossroads. Something down this tunnel has a very strong connection to your god. Whether this is good or bad, well, Veles is the god of the mystical and mysterious after all. You go to the right and you walk for what seems like forever. It gets darker and colder with every step. Finally, you reach a large underground chamber. It is filled with shiny stones and all sorts of treasures. But on top of them, there sleeps a dragon. You run down the tunnel and then take a left at the crossroads. You find an exit, but as you leave the tunnel, the entrance shakes and collapses behind you, causing some serious injuries.
One. Mhm. That should be enough.
You found the town marked on the Hanged Man's map, but it was optimistic to think some settlement was still alive so close to your village. There are the ruins of a town, but most of all, there is a large graveyard. You see the Hanged Man ghost appear and look at the gravestones, but it shakes its head at you. She is not here, but I do feel her presence in the area. Can you please help me some more and search for her? You discover a hidden entrance to a household, dug deep into the ground, like the houses of the half-men from far in the Westerlands. Inside, you find the abode with many rooms, furnished with beautifully carved furniture and filled with all sorts of bric-a-brac. The stuff is scattered around the place, broken and clearly in disarray. You hear a cry from one of the rooms. You discover another room and find a place of a horrid crime. There are several bodies lying around, and among them, an old lady, crying while she cradles a young man's corpse in her arms. She turns to you, her eyes devoid of any hope.
Too late, too late. Everything of value is taken, and if it's blood you seek, there is only me left. Oh, I see. In that case, perhaps you can help. It is too late for me. I will die here with my son, but some of our boys and girls were taken by the robbers as slaves. Please try to rescue them. I heard where they went. I can show you on a map.
The old lady seems to ignore the ghost, and the Hanged Man shakes his head to say that his daughter is not among the dead bodies either.
Okay. You don't.
You track down the slavers just as the old lady told you. You see that it is a group of well-armed men and women, but it seems there are not too many of them. It is hard to tell anything more from the distance, but you do see several females kept in cages, and your ghost friend appears next to them, nodding his head in confirmation that it is his daughter.
That's a lot of everything. Everything.
You defeat the slavers and find several cages with people crammed in like cattle. Unfortunately, when the bandits saw they were losing, one of them hacked most of their slaves to death. You do find an older woman that looks very much like the ghost and a couple of young children still alive. The others are heavily wounded, dead, or dying. The ghost speaks. You did it. You saved her. I will cure you of the curse and of the wounds you got in this fight. Thank you. He disappears and the old woman smiles at you in thanks as well, before she turns to tend the children. Your medic manages to save a few more kids and one additional person may make it through the night.
This one then.
Another night falls over Thea, and restless souls of the damned seek out the living in envy and anger. You can almost feel the approaching wave of these infernal wraiths seeking to burden your souls. But this night, a welcomed guest is seen in the shadows, a Lapiduk, the spirit catcher. This bizarre-looking creature thanks to the Lapiduk, your people sleep well this night, and one wakes with greater resolve.
Nice, nice, nice. 20 is not bad at all. Oh well.